The 2025 Canadian Grand Prix may have technically finished under a safety car, but the true drama erupted after the checkered flag had fallen. While George Russell basked in the glory of his first win of the season, Red Bull Racing was already storming into the steward's office, armed with not one, but two formal protests. Why? Because they believed Russell had done far more than just race. In their eyes, he had launched a dangerous psychological offensive aimed at exploiting the one critical weakness that could knock Max Verstappen out of the title fight: a one-race ban. What began as seemingly harmless press room comments had, according to Red Bull, evolved into a tactical on-track maneuver. Team boss Christian Horner wasn't subtle. He hinted that Russell's pre-race remarks weren't casual banter, but a calculated psychological strike meant to provoke Verstappen into a mistake. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Verstappen entered the race with 11 penalty points, just one shy of an automatic suspension. So, when Russell braked sharply behind the safety car, it came dangerously close to triggering the very trap Red Bull feared most. If you're new to the channel, this is where we dive deep into the behind-the-scenes tension that mainstream F1 coverage won't touch. So hit that subscribe button if you're hungry for the full story behind the headlines. To truly understand the storm Red Bull unleashed after the race, we need to rewind and examine the pressure cooker environment that's been simmering since the Spanish Grand Prix. Verstappen's 11 penalty points placed him in a perilous position, just one misstep away from a mandatory race ban. For a four-time world champion, that's almost unheard of. But it also made him a marked man. His competitors knew it, the media knew it, and most crucially, George Russell knew it. From the outset of the Canadian Grand Prix weekend, the tension was impossible to ignore. After qualifying, Verstappen and Russell were set to start side by side on the front row. When asked about his turn one strategy, Russell smirked and said, "I've got more points on my license to play with. So yeah, let's see." Some shrugged it off as typical cheeky F1 humor, but Red Bull didn't. They were so concerned by the implications of Russell's words that they took it straight to FIA race director Rui Marquez before the race, warning him to watch out for psychological games. Then came race day. For the most part, the action was clean until the closing laps. A collision between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri brought out the safety car with Russell in the lead and Verstappen in P2. That's when things took a bizarre turn. On the back straight, cameras captured Russell glancing in his mirrors before slamming on the brakes. Verstappen, caught off guard, momentarily overtook Russell on the right before backing off immediately. Russell was quick to get on the radio, claiming, "He overtook me behind the safety car." To many fans, it looked like nothing more than a minor moment, but to Red Bull, it smelled like a trap. They believed Russell had braked intentionally, trying to bait Verstappen into an illegal overtake that would cost him the crucial final penalty point. Christian Horner didn't hold back after the race. He confirmed that Red Bull had filed two official protests, one for Russell's erratic braking and another for leaving too large a gap behind the safety car, more than 10 car lengths, which is against the rules. According to Horner, Russell exceeded the limit threefold. Both protests were reviewed by the stewards and ultimately dismissed. The officials concluded that Russell's braking and distance behind the safety car remained within acceptable boundaries. As a result, Russell's victory stood. Verstappen secured second, and Red Bull was left seething. But here's what makes the situation truly fascinating. It wasn't just about this one race. It was about a bigger picture, a pattern Red Bull believes is forming, one they could no longer ignore. From Red Bull's point of view, this isn't merely an isolated flashpoint. It's the latest chapter in an escalating saga of perceived targeting. Verstappen's 11 penalty points have become a ticking time bomb, and Red Bull fears that rivals are learning how to weaponize that vulnerability. Whether through subtle mind games or sudden aggressive on-track moves, they worry that other teams could engineer situations where Verstappen is tricked into making unforced errors. It may sound paranoid at first, but look at the recent evidence. In Spain, Verstappen was hit with a 10-second penalty and 3 penalty points for a collision with Russell. Earlier in the season, in Miami, Red Bull lodged a protest over Russell's behavior under yellow flags. That, too, was dismissed. And don't forget the Qatar qualifying clash in late 2024. Suddenly, what seemed like random incidents start to look like a slow-burning rivalry, one that's becoming increasingly personal and far more dangerous. What's more, Red Bull's reaction isn't just tactical, it's emotional. Her mention that the team had to act because they were shocked. The FIA didn't note the incident themselves if something isn't noted, and we believe it should be. We have the right to file a protest. He said, the tone defensive yet pointed. They didn't want to protest, but felt they had no choice. Meanwhile, Verstappen played no part in the protest decision. In fact, during the steward's review, he was seen chatting amicably with Russell. That's key. While the teams may be locking horns in the political arena, the drivers are trying to keep things professional, at least on the surface. But Verstappen has clearly had enough of the media frenzy around his penalty points. His reaction in the press room said it all. "It's really pissing me off. It's childish, such a waste of time." That's not just a throwaway quote. It's the kind of line that suggests a deep frustration with how he's being framed. The relentless focus on his license status has added a mental weight. Few champions have had to carry mid-season. And here's where things get even more interesting with Austria. Up next, a track where Verstappen collided with Norris last year and earned those final 2 penalty points. He's once again under the microscope. The timing couldn't be worse if he collects another point before those expire. He'll miss a race at a critical point in the championship. That's the underlying drama. Every rival knows Verstappen is vulnerable. Every lap, every corner has the potential to explode. So was George Russell playing 4D chess to lure Verstappen into a penalty? Or was this just hard racing with a little banter on side? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Red Bull is justified in feeling targeted, or are they becoming paranoid under pressure? And remember, Verstappen's 1 point away from a ban with Austria. Up next, the fireworks may not be over. This season's not just about racing anymore. It's a psychological battlefield. Mercedes, or take a leap into Aston Martin's ambitious new era? Let me hear from you in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching.